Spotify. So I am very sure that all of you are aware of the various amounts of videos of people cutting away from things like Spotify and Disney Plus for things like iPods and DVDs due to a number of reasons, such as the absolute declining qualities of these streaming services, along with many other sketchy things around these that are going around in the background that gives way into the current hellish nightmare that is our modern day society. For me, there were multiple reasons for me to buy one of these digital audio players, or DAP for short. For one, I want to have more controls over my music listening experience. Two, really need to get off music. And most importantly, decentralizing my phone. So let us start with the beginning. I will absolutely say that I do not use Spotify as a streaming service at all. Never been interested in it, and probably not going to bother ever using it because of these reasons. Anyway, I wanted more control over my music listening experience due to the fact that I have an old iPhone 11, and this has been my main driver since my family got it for my 16th birthday back in late 2019. While I do enjoy my time with it, it has been showing its age. In layman's terms, it is getting really slow and dying a lot quicker because it is an old phone, which means I could be listening to my music and then all of a sudden my phone can suddenly die on me, and so I cannot listen to my music until after a while of charging, when my phone can finally be in a state where I can continue listening to my music again. So having a dedicated music player is really needed, especially in today's current climate where everything and anything can easily take you out of an experience. This reason also coincided with another one of my points, which is curbing my uses of Music. If you don't know, Music is a music streaming app that is only on the iPhone App Store. Instead of getting the music license for artist music to be on their platform, it uses YouTube as its library because YouTube is one of the biggest streaming platforms ever, and it's a huge database of music that no other streaming service can rival. Along with not having to fork over license for music, however, there is one major problem with this. Well, three major problems. Number one, YouTube. As you can no doubt tell, YouTube is a big streaming service, and that can be a huge problem, as this site is infamous for having a ton of videos taken down for insert reason here, meaning that playlist you have on Music consists of all that music that you have. Well, that is just as successful for being taken down or having music that's being taken down, just like any other YouTube playlist or YouTube video, simply because it's connected to YouTube. It's completely gone and you cannot recover it. Number two, ads. Music has a ton of ads on the platform, and I do mean a ton of ads. In fact, every few seconds that you're using the app, you'll get an ad, and it can range from shovelware garbage game or a gambling ad. And if you don't pay for the removal ads, then you'll be bombarded with them constantly. At least I found a few workarounds, like waiting before the cooldown for the ad shows up goes to 1, and then I immediately click on another part of my playlist, and I won't see an ad for the next however while or so until I come back into the app and I click on a new piece of music. Number three, Apple taking it down. This is something that Mike the Stare covered when he was talking about Music a while back, so I'll link his video about this subject. But in general, a long story short about how Music got taken down by Apple was the fact that YouTube filed a complaint about them, thus resulting in Apple snapping Music from existence. So in long story short, I basically have a delisted app on my phone right now, and I really don't feel like using it all that much. Sure, it still works, but I'm really thinking about just not bothering using it due to the abundance of ads on there. Finally, my last reason is just decentralizing my phone in general. You see, I've grown to hate that I have so much stuff on my phone, and it's just taking a lot of space. So, for the most part, I've been trying to at least decentralize everything from my phone. Like, for instance, I'm now playing on my PC and my DS because I don't like the state of modern mobile games because they're either predatory financial sinkholes or just brain rot all over, and I just don't like that. Heck, aside from the following footage that you're seeing right now, most of my stuff that you're seeing right now is filmed through this JVC Evio camcorder, because of the fact that I just don't want to waste space on my phone, and plus this is a dual SD card slot camera. So that means I can just like put in one SD card for the video camera stuff and another SD card for the photo camera stuff. I mean, sure, all the video that's being recorded is only being recorded in 1080 and not 1080p, but this one just so happens to have a HDMI output, so I can output it in 1080p. However, it does have a weakness because it's the mini HDMI, and I don't really have a cable for that one, so I am going to try and like spend money to actually get in mini HDMI, and that's what I'm doing right now for music, is getting my own separate music player to play my music. And this is where today's subject comes in. This is the Phinistec Z6. So to reiterate, this is the Phinistec Z6 digital audio player, and it has been my music player of choice ever since I ordered it 2 weeks before I actually graduated from college. In the past month or so, this has been my way of listening to music. In fact, it has a bunch of features such as Bluetooth 5.0 support, its SD card expandable up to 64, 128, and 256 gigabytes, which is what I did with mine. It has a 128 gigabyte SD card into it, and it also has 32 gigabytes of internal storage on the device itself right now. So you have that. Along with that, it has other features such as ebook support, FM radio, calendar, a quarter, alarm clock, and a photo mode. So you have a bunch of options on there. And it also has a built-in loudspeaker. There's also the fact that it has two audio output jacks, one for the headphones and one for line out. Although I wanted to use the line out, for some reason my car do not support it, or it does recognize it, but I cannot use it for some reason. Something on my side may be the problem. But overall, it is a neat little audio device that I enjoyed the past month or so. However, despite the fact that I do enjoy it, there are a lot of problems to it. Like for instance, even though it claimed that it's have a metal body and a glass thing, the fact is that the glass is way too easily scratchable. Like, I have a bunch of scratches on it right now, as you can see right here, and it's just there, and I cannot seem to get it out. Not all music files is supported. Like, sure, it supports the standard MP3, FLAC, and many other formats, but when you have music like mine that is legally obtained, mind you. For instance, I actually have a lot of Steve Gunna high-quality rips on hand. Some of them are really good, and I really do like, and I wanted to put them on my music player. However, the file format for most of these downloads, which is Opus, is not supported on the Z6, which means I have to go manually converting in Audacity to FLAC or MP3 in order for it to be usable. There's also the fact that the way that they manage the library is sort of weird. Now, notice on here how my music is set up here. Yes, I know, I'm a huge Future Funk fan. Now, you can all see that they're ordered in this way. Now, in this screenshot, you can see that all of them are ordered in a different way. Like, completely different. It's not ordered how Windows showed me it, which lead me to believe that it's ordered from oldest to newest, which is fine, but it can absolutely mess a lot of things up because I'll be listening to some albums and I'll be confused that it's not ordered how Windows order it, but the way that the player orders them, and so that'll be kind of confusing. And plus, the worst part is that the Z6 don't have a built-in playlist reorderer on the system itself, and I don't know how to reorder them, which is very annoying, but something I have to get used to, unfortunately. Now, remember when I said that it has ebook support? Well, don't bother with it because it's only in TXT format. Along with that, the controls are very finicky due to the fact that it's on glass, so sometimes it may seem like you're accidentally doing some inputs that you didn't mean to do. And that also leads into the fact that it has a slow response time. Along with that is that the fact that the SD card and the music player storage are separate. So that means you have to juggle around carrying two libraries all together. So you'll have to at least figure out what to do with those, which can be a good thing or bad thing depending on you. Also, crappy earbuds. Yeah, I didn't use these. I actually used these AKG earbuds. I was packaged in a relative's old Samsung phone. And so far, I've been using that as the way to listen to music through this. Also, a lot of things that I have problems with is the fact that the repeat song doesn't seem to work. Okay, so for certain songs that I want to repeat, I want to at least have it repeat, and the way that they did it is kind of confusing. Like, I don't know who designed it, but it's not really all that great when you try to think that they repeat, but it doesn't. It continues on in the next of the playlist. Another thing that I should probably mention that might be a deal breaker to most is the fact that it's not firmware upgradable. See, I actually took a look at their website, and so far they only have customer support for 4 things: the Q7, the Z6, the S7, and the Z6 Pro. Now, a problem with these is that most of these are dated for 2023, or in the S7 case, 2022. However, one thing that I should note is that the Z6 in particular has no firmware at all, because I can keep on clicking this and it won't give me another web page about software support or anything like that for firmware update. Along with that, certain things are kind of sketchy, like Z6 Pro means you have to customer support team, and then they ship it out to you via email, which is kind of sketchy. And also, I'll have to give out the whole thing about what this particular thing is, because again, this music player without the 64GB card installed for either yellow or black is $40.99. With the SD card, it's $48.59. For a little more money, you can go get the InOasis Y1, which is basically a cloned out version of the classic iPod. $65 for the 65GB version, and almost $80 for the 128GB version. And plus, you run the whole thing with more colors like black, green, orange, pink, yellow, and purple. Also a plus is that the InOasis can support Rockbox, and this is officially endorsed by the actual InOasis company. And sometimes you have also to restore factory settings just to restore some settings, because sometimes I actually mess with a few settings like the audio mixing and I thought that, and sometimes I don't really like it and I want to switch back. However, it was very difficult because of the fact that quite literally it doesn't seem to be very intuitive, and so sometimes I have to go out of my way to actually go down onto the menu and then hit factory reset to reset my settings. Now thankfully, as a bonus plus, they don't really erase your data as soon as you factory reset, so there is something there to actually consider. Plus, it has a long battery. It was barely 75% after I left it on for 3 days, 3 nights of use, even when I was asleep. And another thing is that it has physical separate volume buttons. There's something that I would not take for granted after using the iPhone for so long. And plus, it's simple and easy to connect. So there's that. And overall, while I do like the system, I just cannot recommend it to every other person simply because of the whole other things about the UI, and also the fact that it doesn't seem to have any pure update in a while. So if you want this system, then buy it at your own risk. But for me, I'm just going to enjoy it as much as I possibly can. Although there is one thing that I'm kind of interested in, which is the Shanling Q2. I heard a few things about the brand, which is that they're a reputable DAP company. So this replicating the classic iPod look is sort of interesting because of the fact that I really don't want to spend that much money on an actual classic iPod, modded or not, or even the crappier ones. So this Q2 actually looks like a pretty interesting product for me, but I'm probably just going to wait until that actually releases and I have enough money to actually spend it on. Anyway, for the actual listening experience, listening with this specific player is actually interesting because it was so loud, well, loud enough with my earplugs on. I was just taken into a different experience, especially with some of the albums that I actually put on here, like some from the Snow Point Lounge, or some of the video game soundtrack that I downloaded, like Tetris on CDI, to Mario Galaxy's entire soundtrack, and a whole ton of other things like the Sega Saturn. Or Sega Genesis. I quite literally filled that entire 32 gigabytes of storage space on up with as much music that I possibly can that I actually like. And plus, it actually helped me be able to make my own playlist that I haven't done so in a while. Some of these playlists include stuff that I actually downloaded from my YouTube playlist, some of them I bought with my own money, some of them came from the Civic Donor Rep, and most importantly, my hole-in-the-wall music library shopping place, which is the Internet Archive. Yes, you heard me right, Internet Archive. In fact, I was able to get into stuff like trance music, which I haven't really listened all that much myself, but on the screen right now, you can see some of the stuff I actually got from the Internet Archive, which are considered abandoned well at this point, so it might be interesting to take a look at anything like that. In fact, right now, you're actually listening to one of the songs that I'm actually listening to right now while editing this video. So there's something along the lines of that for you to actually enjoy with having a music player. Not with this particular music player, but with all types of music player. This is as long as you have a realistic expectation of what you actually want in a music player. Hey, thanks for watching this video, and I appreciate you watching it to the end. If you'd like to see more of this content, why don't you hit the subscribe button and pressing the like on this video. I actually wanted to make this video a lot earlier, but a lot of my life stuff happened, and I kinda had to put this off. But thankfully, you can now see it. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!